Welcome everybody to the first weekly update of the Doing All the Things challenge. We are done with week one. So week one and done. So let's get straight into it. The first thing I want to share with you all is my sleep for the week, as we all know, has been shit. So there is that. And even last night, which isn't in this picture here, it was 3 hours. You can see that in day 8 video. But sleep is still not good. So hopefully we'll see an improvement in next week's check-in, because I did buy this supplement to take. And so hopefully this magnesium with the ashwagandha will help me sleep. I'm really hoping, but as we can see, that's my sleep for the week. Moving along, because despite all of the activity I've been doing, it's not tired me enough to sleep like I would expect. My time on my walks has greatly improved compared to the prior week. And then if you guys just want to kind of see, my walks there for the week and the times and the length of those walks. And then the Pilates I've been doing on Apple Fitness is there as well. Now let's get into the fasting. I love when I get to see my fast like this. So it shows last week, that 37-hour fast, I ended up fasting for 24 hours on Tuesday. I totally forgot about that. That's why I like this weekly recap. Even though it's my first one, I'm like, wow, I love this already. Like, holy cow, totally forgot I didn't eat for a lot of hours last week. On top of that 37-hour fast, that 24-hour fast right behind it. And then 16, 19, 19, 18, those are huge numbers when intermittent fasting. So very proud there. And we can see I've started the 36-hour fast for this week. Now this one I found a bit confusing because I was trying to share my calories with you all. Yeah, Monday's like appearing in the negative, maybe because I didn't eat much. Monday I just had the one meal and then was back to fasting for 24 hours. So that would make sense that maybe I had more exercise calories or just calories burned in general than I even ate. So that makes sense. But as you can see, just hardly eating at all throughout the week. Even at the most when I ate yesterday was, and granted yesterday totally ballparked those numbers because I was eating out, so I always pick like the thing that has the most calories. So like a baked potato, and it'll have 3 options, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pick the one that has the most calories, just to make sure that I'd rather overestimate than underestimate. So there we have the calories. Now I tried to look at the carbs, but that one was really tricky because this one is telling me 53 carbs for the week, but then when we look at the carbs for yesterday, we're at like 114. So I have no idea. I don't understand that. I do know I haven't eaten a bunch of carbs this week for sure. I mean, obviously I haven't even eaten that many calories, and I am gonna ask for your patience in this video. I'm pretty tired. You can take a look at day 8 and know why, or even just because of my sleep, that's why. But I am tired, so it's taken me a lot to get through these videos today. I'm doing my best, so I appreciate your patience. Thank you. There goes my mindful minute for the week. Did one every single day. Proud of that. And again, like on just talking about the activities that I've done this week and still not sleeping well. We've got the swimming, the sauna 2 of the days, the steam room 2 of the days. So really hoping to get some sleep this week. Now, I do want to show you the 30 different plants. I did go ahead and redo that list. And it's funny because you'll see on the original list, I had a sweet potato on there. I didn't eat a sweet potato last week. But I like to have an idea of what I'm going to eat for the week plant-wise, then kind of base a menu off of it, or even a menu and then do my plant list. But just so I have an idea of, okay, I'm going to buy this or I'm going to buy that. Again, it goes back to trying to plan and be prepared. So I did also start my list for this week. So we'll see how that goes. Another goal I did not hit was closing my Apple Watch rings all 7 days. I did close them 6 days. The day missing is Sunday. And the reason for that is because, again, Sunday was initially like my rest day. It's the day I have the majority of that 36-hour fast. And so I was still debating am I going to take it as a rest day, or am I really going to try to close the Apple Watch rings? And last Sunday I did not. This Sunday I did, though. So that is progress. There we have the goals that I've tracked using apps. So I could download another tracker for the sobriety portion, but it is what it is. But for the first week, still no alcohol, no weed, no cigarettes. I did work my shift, scheduled shift at that mostly. 3 water bottles daily. Yes, I had my green and my black tea despite being away from home. And sometimes when I go on vacation, I actually do take a picture of tea with me. But again, just utilize the tea bags I had around. And I like tea because it has so many health benefits, both green, black, and white tea. I don't drink white tea. Maybe I'll, start looking into that one. But I love that it's so healthy for you. And so that's why I drink tea. And I grew up on unsweetened tea. It's like all we had in the house to drink aside from water from the tap. So very accustomed to drinking unsweet tea. It's just so refreshing to me. I have been posting daily, which I'm very proud of because I think it was like day 2. I was not having it. I'm about to just quit everything. Like, I'm done. I'm going to delete the video. And here we are 8 days later, and I could not be, more proud of how far I've come and just adhering to these goals within the challenge. I have been drinking at least 3 bottles of water a day. And again, it's like the 16.9 ounce. Today, though, I have been drinking a few of the 12 ounces. So I know I was never specific on how many ounces. I guess because in my mind I was like, oh, a water bottle, and I knew what I was talking about, but nobody else probably knew. So 16, 17 ounces, but really if we just look at cups of water, I don't know, 8 ounces. You want to drink what you need to drink for your body weight, I guess. For me, it's just easy to grab 3 bottles of water and know that's roughly like 50 some odd ounces for me, and that's good. And it's a minimum, right? So yes, hit that goal as well. The whole cook at home daily, clearly, again, there are going to be goals and objectives that we are going to challenge ourselves to, and things are going to come out of nowhere, and we're going to have to change our plans, right? So again, doing the best that we can do with what we have and with what we've been presented with. And I have closed my Apple Watch rings daily every day this past week. So very excited about that too, because again, I've been implementing a lot of this over the course of the past year, but have not been consistent with, for example, closing my rings every single day. So glad to see that I accomplished that this week. So in regards to the Guinness World Records and working on that passion project, although I didn't make the sort of effort I was hoping to by really like going to their website and filling out the application and all that, I do want to state that this past weekend I posted the 1,100th, so 1100th Kate Hart on my Instagram. That's on top of the years worth of videos for the Kate Hart Project on my YouTube and the books I've self-published there. So way more than the 1100 hearts I currently have on my Instagram. But again, all in accordance to set that record with Guinness World Records. So I do feel that, just even having 1100 hearts posted on my Instagram is huge. So definitely going to say, yes, I've made progress there. Because that does mean I need to continue posting consistently and daily as I have been since January. So definitely made progress there. No, wait, I decided I'm not weighing in until tomorrow. I usually just weigh in on Mondays. So I really it's going to throw me off to do it today, and it's 5 p.m. I'm going to just do it tomorrow when I wake up. And if you're curious how much weight I've lost, because I'm sure it's going to be, I'm thinking at least 5 pounds, at least, hopefully. My clothes are fitting completely different this week. So I definitely feel like I've lost a substantial amount. And I know that when people lose weight quickly, there always seems to be a lot of concern, but when people gain weight quickly, it doesn't seem to be as of much concern, right? So I tend to gain weight pretty quickly. I'm not going to worry if I'm losing it quick. I'm just not. It is what it is. And especially with, you know, everything my body is going through. So I'm not going to weigh in today. Stay tuned. Certainly we'll have that weight posted tomorrow. And one other thing I have been considering doing, and really wanted to put it in today's video, but again, I'm just too tired. I don't have the energy for that, is getting rid of one piece of clothing for every pound I lose, because I have so many clothes, it's ridiculous. And it's just time to start getting rid of some of this. And I thought, well, what a great idea to get rid of one piece of clothing for each pound I lose. So stay tuned. I really want to do that. Again, wanted to do it today, just don't have the energy to do that. So more than likely that's going to happen. Stay tuned to see what I'm going to get rid of. I love my clothes, so it's going to be hard, but I'll do it. Now I do want to talk about some things I have experienced this week. I have had quite a bit of muscle cramps, especially when I'm doing Pilates. I've noticed I'm like cramping up. I can't even do the move because I'm cramping. So no, I do not use electrolytes or any of that stuff when I'm fasting. I know a lot of people talk about using it. I just don't use it. Maybe I should, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I just know that I probably need to eat more for sure. But part of that, you know, this past week, I've not had much of an appetite, which I love because normally I like to eat anything and everything. So not having an appetite, I really enjoyed and just like to write that out. So a lot of that I'm sure has to do with being in ketosis. You know, when you eat low carb and you're fasting, and being in ketosis just does that. You have no appetite essentially because your body's burning its own fat. So not much of an appetite. I think that's also what's led to, you know, smaller meals this week, as well as just hardly eating at all. And then this week has been very emotional, like really emotional for me. And just, yeah, emotional, sad. But I think that that's to be expected when I'm not numbing those emotions with a substance. So having to just kind of sit and feel those and wonder why I have to deal with it in the first place or whatever is what it is. But emotional for sure. Now, let me know down in the comments. I'm curious how you guys are doing. Have you guys had any emotional upsets, or maybe you're more calm? Have you found more mental stability? How about energy? Have you had more energy this week or less energy? Because that is something that can happen too when you're starting out on a low carb diet and going into ketosis or fasting even. It's like a keto flu where you'll just feel really tired and worn out, nauseous even. Let me know if you're feeling any of that. I feel that overall, mostly I've had energy with the exception of just being tired because of the sleep. Like it's the weirdest thing to feel that way. So, but I am curious how your week has gone. So let me know down in the comments and make sure you tune in. Not sorry for not and again, not posting my weight today. You guys are just gonna have to see what I weigh in at tomorrow. You're gonna have to be patient like me, and I am not patient, but I really just wanna write out the rest of my fast mostly and then get on the scale tomorrow like I normally do. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll see you guys back here. If you're only checking in with me weekly, I'll see you back here next week for week 2 check-in when we're halfway through. And if not, then I'll see you tomorrow for day 9 of the Doing All the Things challenge. Thank you guys so much for watching and showing up. See ya.